Meet Mark. Mark is a knowledge worker in the year 2026. He finished his actual tasks 3 hours ago, but Mark can't leave. If he leaves, he's unprofessional. If he stays and stares at a spreadsheet of his fantasy football league, he's a dedicated employee. Why are we forcing a human brain, capable of complex creativity, to sit in a gray box for exactly 8 hours?
Seriously, I've run out of internet to look at. I'm on page 50 of a Wikipedia rabbit hole about the history of the stapler.
To understand Mark's misery, we have to travel back to a time before Wi-Fi, a time of coal, steam, and very loud whistles. Welcome to the Industrial Revolution. Before this, people worked based on the sun or the seasons, but factories changed everything. In the early 1800s, it wasn't a 9 to 5, it was a 6 to 6, 6 days a week, children included. It was brutal. Then, in 1926, Henry Ford did something radical. He popularized the 40-hour workweek.
Wait, so the 9 to 5 was actually a win?
At the time, yes, it was designed for an assembly line. On a line, your output is directly tied to time. If the belt is moving for 8 hours, you produce 8 hours of car parts. It was a simple physical equation. Here's the glitch. We moved from the factory age to the information age, but we forgot to change the clock. Creativity and cognitive labor don't work like an assembly line. Your brain has sprints. Research shows that the average knowledge worker is only truly productive for about 3 hours a day.
Usually right after my second coffee and right before I start thinking about tacos.
After those 3 hours, the law of diminishing returns kicks in. We aren't producing more value, we're just producing more presence. We've created a culture of performative busyness. We are essentially 21st century athletes being forced to follow a 19th century manual. The death of the 9 to 5 isn't about working less, it's about working better. The future belongs to asynchronous work and output-based goals. When we measure results instead of hours in a seat, the incentive shifts. Suddenly, being efficient isn't rewarded with more busy work, it's rewarded with time.
You mean I could just do my job and then live my life?
It's a wild concept, Mark, but the factory is closed. It's time to stop acting like a part on an assembly line. The 9 to 5 isn't a law of nature. It was a business experiment from 100 years ago, and it's okay to admit the experiment is over. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a life to attend to. Work smart, go home.